Hello, my wonderful students and chemistry lovers. Today I'm going to talk to you about Lewis structures. My name is Dr. Lotando Wesley, and I'm going to serve as your guide today in this interesting lecture and conversation. Okay? Nice. So when we talk about how electrons are distributed in their outermost shell, or what we call the valence shell, we use what we call the valence electron structures to express that. And these valence electron structures can either be represented using what we call the Lewis symbols, especially when we are talking about atoms, like, for example, the sodium atom, the chlorine atom, and even what we call the monoatomic ions, such as sodium ion, chlorine ion. Monoatomic ions here means those ions that are comprising of only one element, such as sodium ion and chloride ion. So if we want to depict the valence electron structures, or a structure that shows how the electrons in the outermost shell of this species are drawn, we use Lewis symbols to depict that. But for us to depict the valence electron structure of species like molecules, all right, such as oxygen gas, carbon dioxide, water, and even polyatomic ions, that is those ions that comprises of more than one element. For instance, we talk about carbonate ion or nitrosonium ion. If we want to depict their valence electron structures, or how electrons are distributed in their valence shell in form of dots, we use what we call Lewis structure. That said, it is important to know that whichever structure we are talking about, whether it's Lewis symbol or Lewis structures, all of these diagrams are made to be drawn and to show that they obey what we call the octet rule. In the octet rule of things, we are meant to know that every atom, except for hydrogen atom, is surrounded by 8 electrons. Therefore, a Lewis symbol is a symbol for an element or a monoatomic ion that uses a dot to represent each valence electron in that element or in that monoatomic ion. Nice. Similarly, a Lewis structure ultimately is a diagram that shows the lone pairs and the bond pairs of electrons in a molecule or in an ion. Going forward, we're going to expound on the Lewis structure. But for now, let us beam our satellite to appreciating the Lewis symbols, because the Lewis symbol serves as the foundation for us to appreciate ultimately what is called the Lewis structure and how that works for molecules and polyatomic ions. Nice. So, a Lewis symbol is made up of an elemental symbol, that is the symbol of a given element of interest, surrounded by one dot for each of its valence electrons. So let's look at this table. This table has 4 columns. In the first column, you have your serial number. Second column, you have your elemental symbol and electron distribution by shell, ED, electron distribution by shell. In the third column, you have your noble gas electron configuration, and the fourth column, you have your Lewis symbol. Nice. So, in the first example is sodium with the elemental symbol of Na. Of course, you know sodium has the electron distribution by shell, KLM, as 281. Therefore, you agree with me that the number of electrons in the valence shell is 1. Nice. To collaborate that, we use the noble gas electron configuration to show that sodium atom has nu1 in square brackets, that is 10 electrons already there, and in the 3s orbital it has only 1 electron. So again, this shows us that we have only one electron in the valence shell or in the outermost shell. And this can be depicted using what we call the Lewis symbol. In a Lewis symbol, we depict the electrons in the outermost shell with dots, one dot for each electron. In which case, the valence shell here has only one electron, hence we have only one dot besides sodium, showing that sodium has only one electron in the outermost shell. And that is what we call the Lewis symbol. Nice. The second example is magnesium. Of course, magnesium by shell distribution of electron has KLM, which is the same thing, which is denoted as 2H2. Again, we have two electrons in the outermost shell. To collaborate that, we have the electron, the noble gas electron configuration as nu1 in square bracket and 3s2. Again, we understand ultimately that magnesium has two electrons, and those electrons are depicted with two dots, one dot here and one dot here, with the symbol of that element centrally placed. So this becomes the Lewis symbol of magnesium. Again, for aluminium, it has 3 electrons in the outermost shell, which ultimately corresponds with the number of the group where it belongs in the periodic table. Aluminium belongs to group 3, so we're expecting aluminium to have 3 electrons in the valence shell. For the Lewis symbol, we have 3 dots representing the group number or that same number of electrons in the valence shell. Moving forward, we have silicon with 4 electrons belonging to group 4 in the periodic table. Again, you have that 4 electrons, group 4 or group 14 as the case may be. Ultimately, we have 4 electrons in the outermost shell, and those 4 electrons are depicted with dots, 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 4 dots. Again, for phosphorus, it's 5 electrons in the valence shell. That's why we have 5 dots around the symbol of phosphorus. Again, sulfur, belonging to the same group of the periodic table, group 6 or 16 with oxygen, of course, has 6 electrons around the symbol of sulfur. For chlorine, 7 electrons with 7 dots around the chlorine atom. And for argon, we have 8 electrons. Argon is a noble gas, so it has its octets full or filled. Of course, you have the 8 electrons or 8 dots showing the 8 electrons with the symbol of argon centrally placed. All of these depict what we call the Lewis symbols. Recall, we use atoms to make molecules. Now we are showing the Lewis symbols of different atoms. When we are done appreciating it, we move to understanding the Lewis structures of different molecules. Nice. So now we have been able to understand that looking at the Lewis symbol, we can easily tell the number of electrons in the valence shell of that particular atom. The second information we can generate by appreciating the Lewis symbol or the Lewis structure is that it can also be used to illustrate how ions are made, the formation of monoatomic ions or even polyatomic ions. We can use Lewis structures to depict that. For example, we're going to use our basic ionic reaction, which is the reaction between sodium and chlorine to make sodium chloride. You will agree with me that this is known as a redox reaction. In one of my lectures, I'm going to beam my searchlight in discussing redox reactions in details and how to balance those redox reactions. Basic knowledge in chemistry tells us that in redox reactions, there is usually a transfer of electron from one atom to the another, giving us what we call half reactions or half equations. So in this particular case, you have sodium, of course, which is a metal, giving out one of its valence electron to chlorine, which chlorine receives. That's why it's called a redox reaction, because oxidation, which is loss of electron, is happening at the same time of reduction, which is what? Acceptance of electron. So when sodium is giving out one of its valence electron, that electron doesn't go into the vacuum. That electron is trapped or captured by another atom, which is the chlorine atom, to give us sodium chloride. So that's a redox reaction. Okay, so in this half, what we call the half reactions, one end of it we have the oxidation. Oxidation simply means the loss of an electron. In the other end of it we have reduction. Reduction simply means the what? The acceptance or gain of electron. So here you see it that the atom sodium, of course, again, sodium has only one electron in the outermost shell, so we depicted sodium with Na with one dot. You see it, okay, and this arrow shows us how the reaction proceeds. So when it gives out this particular electron, it changes into what we call the sodium ion. So here we had 2, 8, and 1, but it gives out this valence electron, and in this case the electron distribution is now 2, 8. That way it has acquired the noble electron, the noble electronic configuration, or the noble or the octet structure. All right, and you can see here is the one electron that was given out, but this electron that was given out doesn't go into the vacuum. It is immediately captured by the non-metal, in which case, in this case, we are talking about chlorine. And of course, chlorine here is 2, 8, and 7. So it requires only one electron for it to become stable or to acquire the octet structure. In that case, you see the symbol plus means it receives one electron and changes into an ionic species, a chloride ion, in which case the electron distribution is now 2, 8, and 2. That way it satisfies the octet structure. So if you look closely, you now see that the chloride ion now has its octet full. It has 8 electrons and now acquires a negative charge. Negative charge because it accepted an electron, positive charge here because sodium gave out its electron. So in order to appreciate this, the Lewis structure of sodium is Na dot, okay, and Lewis structure of chlorine is what? Chlorine atom with 7 electrons, which became chlorine atom with 8 electrons, and this now becomes the Lewis structure of what? Of chloride ion. So we say that we use these Lewis structures to also illustrate how ions are made, okay, mostly in reactions which we know as redox reactions. Nice. So in summary, to summarize this particular reaction, the reaction between sodium and chlorine to make sodium chloride, using Lewis structures, we have this, where this is the Lewis symbol of sodium, and this is the Lewis symbol of chlorine, and both of them react. Of course, you can see the transfer of this electron to this electron, where you now have this as the Lewis structure of sodium chloride. Remember, these are ionic species because both of them are held together by what we call strong electrostatic forces. The difference in charges, plus and minus, makes a strong ionic bond to be possible. So here, this particular structure is the Lewis structure of this reaction. In some exams, your examiner may wish to ask you a question where you should write a particular reaction using the Lewis structures instead of just the atomic or elemental symbol of the atoms or elements involved in that reaction. So in this case, you see it, the Lewis symbol of sodium, and how it reacts with the Lewis symbol of chlorine to make sodium chloride. All right, so that sodium has a plus charge, while the chlorine, which accepted one extra electron, is now placed in square brackets, showing the net charge of a negative, the net negative charge. And that is how to depict the Lewis structure of sodium chloride. Other examples of formation of ionic species is where you see the Lewis symbol of magnesium, and of course the Lewis symbol of what? Of oxygen. Okay? In which case magnesium transfers 2 of its electrons to the oxygen, Both of them are held by strong electrostatic force. In that case, you now have the formation of magnesium oxide. And there you have the Lewis symbol of the magnesium oxide, of course, with the charges that are either given or acquired in that redox. Beautiful. The final example in this case is where you have your calcium ion reacting with fluorine, calcium atom reacting with two molecules of fluorine atoms, okay, to make calcium fluoride. And that you have as the Lewis symbol of that molecule. In the next video, I'm going to take it beyond showing the Lewis symbols into showing the Lewis structures of molecules and polyatomic ions. Thank you. Please, if you learned anything in this video, kindly like, comment, and share so that it can get to many students and learners who might be interested in appreciating this wonderful topic. Until the next video, stay safe. Bye.